In this episode, Roman considers quitting Rush Duels. Hey, my name is Rex, and let's discuss episode 40 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, the start of a brand new arc, although how much of this will lead into future events of this arc, we'll see. But after finishing up the last one now, we get a little more of a chill episode, as things start off over at Goha, where a lot of the top employees are trying to figure out what they can do to stop Rush Duels in their goofy way. It's funny, just getting to see Mimi there, and she's kind of fed up by everybody there, realizing she's surrounded by idiots. It's funny. One of the ideas they have is to get Princess G, who is a character that we've kind of been introduced to in the past, or at least we knew of her existence. This is the musician who inspired Roman, who gave Roman her signature monster card, and was mentioned, briefly in the episode where they were fighting over the like the training camp episode, right? So, technically a character we've seen before, but now we kind of actually get to see her do a little more, as their idea is to have her sing about Goha duels as opposed to Rush duels. However, similar to Roman, she doesn't really sing, she's a guitarist. And on top of that, actually likes Rush Duels. So Rush Duels have reached even some adults like that. Well, Mimi was technically an adult, and she had Rush Dueled before. But now it reaching Princess G, it's kind of interesting, kind of showing more of the world building. And, she's kind of against it, or she's just saying, hey, kids love Rush Duels. I like them too. They're pretty fun. And over this, she's fired from Goha Entertainment. So, they have an entertainment division, which, Goha basically owns everything in Goha City. So, basically, she's dropped from, I guess, the record label and this and that. And that makes the news, basically, that she's not going to be producing music, at least with Goha. She could possibly, I guess, do music elsewhere, but she's basically quitting music because of Rush Duels. And this really gets at Roman, and, understandably so, because Roman, yes, while she duels, that's not her thing, that's not her main thing. She's a musician, and that's what she wants to do. And on top of that, being inspired by Princess G, and seeing that, Princess G has decided to quit music because of Rush Duels, kind of gets her to want to quit as well. And so, yeah, I think this was a good episode overall to have, this focus on Roman. Interestingly enough, when they're back at the school, everything's a mess because they've been gone so long. I thought that was a funny little detail. And in amidst all the shuffle of everything, she runs into this teacher who's going to be at the school for a bit. And it's very obviously Princess G in disguise. I forget the name she's going by. Miss Give Me. That's what the subtitles say, at least. Something similar. Probably, again, relating to the title of the episode, which is Give Me Jam. And so she's there, at least, kind of watching over everything. And at one point, when Roman, again, really considers quitting Rush Duels, drops her deck, this teacher, again, Princess G in disguise, picks up her cards, and on top of that, it helps her, gives her back her deck, but she sees the signature card that she gave her, the Prima Guitarna, and probably also sneaks another card in there, which, we see later on. But, it was kind of interesting, too, that she did know that this was Princess G, and that, there's a very, very small connection. She says, you shouldn't quit the things that you love. And, not just talking about Rush Duels, but, everything else, music as well. Because, Roman does love Rush Duels, but she also loves music, She can, has two different interests. So, she has that. But Roman decides to duel Yuga. Interesting duel. And she wants to duel Yuga because if she beats him, then she'll quit Rush Duels, I guess. Or she wants to beat him and quit Rush Duels, I guess. So that's the duel. I guess, as far as the stakes go, yeah, sure. I guess the stakes are kind of high in a sense, in that, yeah, Roman says she'll quit after she wins, and would probably quit regardless, aside from whatever the outcome of during the duel is. But it's good to see them dueling again. A rematch, I think. They had, it was way back in episode 4 when they dueled, but, seeing them duel again is pretty cool. As Roman, or Yuga goes first. Yeah, Yuga sets up a decent board. Roman then sets up an even better board. And I really like Roman's deck. It's always fun seeing her duel, because I like the whole thing of, with all the psychic monsters and paying life points and having different effects that activate based on, whether you have less life points than your opponent or sometimes even more life points. And we basically see just about every monster that Roman's ever used, at least, throughout the course or like every signature monster throughout the course of his duel. With the first turn, she summons Folda Blitz. And, on Yuga's turn, to counter everything also, we see some monsters that he hasn't used in a while. The Bull Condor and the Sace, like the king of the mystical beast wings, something like that. It's the Kirin monster, basically. So there's it again, quick duel, but a lot of stuff for Roman going on, and especially as we also get kind of a bit of the B plot as Mimi, who's still hanging around the school. I didn't think she'd still be hanging around the school, which I think was, that's something I mentioned back when she first basically became the president with the Goha drone. I was wondering whether we'd see her interacting with everyone if she'd be hanging out at the school, which I guess is the case. But whether she's still there as a student, I'm not sure. That wasn't necessarily clarified. I mean, she was still dressed as, her student disguise, I suppose. But she runs into Princess G, and we see them talking in the music room as well, which, by the way, I think was a nice touch when we saw like the training dummy stuff there, which, because, it's Haruka's club room, but Haruka's not there. And we see them talk, and again, these are both adults. These are two of the adults in this series interacting with each other. And during the duel, she actually plays, or Princess G plays on the piano, and that ends up reaching Roman, as Roman draws this card that somehow found its way into her deck. And, of all the new monsters it could be, it's a level 1 normal monster with 100 attack. So seemingly the most useless card it could be, but of course it has some way to combo into the deck. And I like the way that it comboed into everything, as she has a spell card that you banish 3 psychic monsters from your graveyard, and then take the attack of a monster you control as damage, and then you can draw a card. And if it's a monster of the same attribute, you draw a second card. So basically just the seemingly most useless thing, monster, but it allows her to basically destiny draw into Prima Guitarna, and eventually, summon that, and then summon her other ace monster, which has a name. You guys know I'm so bad with names, especially, I looked it up, I just forgot it. But again, basically throughout the course of this duel, Roman summons all of her ace monsters, and I like this, that she sees this as, it reaching her, like the message of Princess G reaching her, basically. And something that she had said before is that she really wants to have a jam session with Princess G, and during this duel, as she's comboing off, basically, she sees that as this, and that, her message reached her. And I think that's really nice. But it kind of really makes you think, like, how much of a character Princess G will be later on. I definitely think so. Again, the mere fact that she's more than just, like a part of a backstory, because, it was good enough when we were first introduced to Roman. It's like, oh, she really likes music, and so that's why she keeps this card, why this card's very important to her, because it was given to her by her favorite musician. And then, aside from like a gag in the training camp episode, but now seeing her as an actual character, I'd really love to see her come back and actually interact with Roman, because even though Roman wins the duel, she doesn't interact with Princess G. She doesn't find her, even, after going to the music room, and doesn't find her, so probably just misses her too. But through this, she decides to stop, or she decides to quit not rush dueling. That kind of fake out, but, fine episode overall, and Princess G rides off into the sunset for another day. But I think, the fact that she it seems like she kind of has this this friendship with Mimi now, as again, I think having Mimi as one of the adult characters in the show is pretty funny, but it also kind of helps ground things when she's around. Like I said, I love when she interacted with the way she interacted with a lot of characters throughout the series, and having Princess G as basically, an ally to rush duels, and being an adult, even though she's, lost her, her place at Goha, she decides, she can still make music without Goha. So having her around is going to be interesting, and seeing how she'll play into things later on. I 100% expect her to come back, and because, it would be some great payoff to Roman, because, Roman, kind of owes, not necessarily owes stuff to her, but, you know, the fact that she was Roman's inspiration and was able to reach through to her. And especially in this episode, whether it be, you know, disguised as a teacher or just her inspiration in general to Roman, I think it was great. So it'd be great if Roman could end up basically meeting her hero again, you know, in real life and interacting with her. So I think it was a fine, nice episode. Like I said, great for Roman because, you know, getting some more character development for, you know, various characters like this. And, you know, another notable thing is that Roman didn't enter sicko mode in this episode, but instead, you know, was enjoying things more so, enjoying Rush Duels, but also, you know, enjoying Rush Duels in how they relate to music as well, and how they're similar to music, and how that's, you know, what she wants to pursue. I thought that was great. So we probably won't see the sicko mode Roman anymore, but she's still obviously a good duelist without it, as, you know, we see in this episode, and we'll probably see later on more so. But let me know what you think about this episode in the comments below. I think, you know, a fine little start to the next batch of episodes, kind of, I guess, in a way similar to the Luke Club episode, because that was a very Luke-focused episode before kicking things off. So now we get that with Roman focused episode before hopefully kicking things off as far as the story. And as far as that story, I think it's probably almost time we get to see some more of the Goha employees actually as the antagonists, as we saw them all bumbling around at the beginning of this episode. So we'll see how they interact with our heroes, if at all. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to show your support. You can also check out my other anime content I'm making on this channel. I did a very small, quick scripted thing about Quintessential Quintuplets, which is a series I'm absolutely loving this season. You know, I watched season 1 back when it came out, season 2 now, as season 2 is kind of wrapping up. But it's not necessarily a thing that you can, you know, discuss every week as intensely as, say, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens like this, but I wanted to talk about it for a little bit, so I did. So if you could check that out, that'd be cool. iCard, end card, all of that. If you'd like to show your support, you can subscribe, leave a like, enable notifications. It'll make sure you see each new video. I think that's my spiel. But anyway, my name is this has been Rex. Have a nice day.